Thought this was a great win for the team in that it showed this resilience. They've shown that all year. You might call that slow starts or shooting yourself in the foot only to have to overcome late. But this time they were doing it with their number 2 quarterback. I thought showed a lot of heart. The defense played well, had a scary, I guess, moment on that 2-play drive once Dalton came in. And then the deep throw, which you see on your screen now, that left the Ravens down with 1 drive to go. But we'll get into that. My recollection is that overall the play calling was good. At least you could see what they were trying to do. On the first drive, Huntley's first drive as a starter, I noticed Duvernay on I think the first 2 plays being exceptional as a blocker. They lined him up close on the first play. I think that's the first play where he was able to get on a safety or a corner, and then get second level and take a linebacker out of the play. Along with Boyle, they lined Boyle on that first play outside of Villanueva, and 33 ran right between those two blocks. The second play, you get Duvernay in motion. Again, he comes across, does a nice job blocking, and so does Boyle. On that particular play, Villanueva, they had tackle over right, meaning Villanueva's outside of McCary on the right side as opposed to the left tackle spot. And they had Nick Boyle at left tackle. So it was cool to see Nick involved early and really being effective, and the Ravens running behind him. That is going to be, fingers crossed, a real bright spot in how they use Nick, how they use Pat. I'll talk about Pat a little bit later. Let's see. There was some shakiness from the quarterback early. They had a nice wing back kind of screen bringing Ricard across where he was open, and the ball was just a little bit off. I think that was on 2nd and 11. They got him open again. Pat came off a block and went out, and the pressure off the right side I think was just too great, and Huntley was not able to see him, but he was open for what looked like possibly a first down conversion. I didn't see any defenders in the way there, 3rd and 11. So some good stuff early, and ultimately I think they punted on the first drive. Patrick Queen, he's making more and more plays, more and more instinctive plays when he's kept clean. He's doing a better job, and it makes you wonder why the Ravens didn't see him in that as that chase backer earlier, or playing Will earlier, just trying to squeeze him into that square peg round hole kind of thing, and make him a Mike backer and come downhill all the time. And I think he's much better suited at chase, and he's starting to show that. So hopefully good things in the future for Patrick, and perhaps they'll invest a pick in somebody, a different linebacker, or pick up somebody that can play the Mike spot. But yes, some good stuff from Patrick. Andrews, again, Huntley was shaky earlier throwing the football. Andrews makes a terrific play. I thought Andrews was good all day. Really a good target, reliable target, generally speaking. I want to talk about Pat Ricard and the run game generally. Now, this may change with Nick coming in, but to me, less and less the gap stuff is effective. And I think the team's going to be better suited trying to get more double teams up front, run duo, inside zone, ISO, get Pat coming downhill. You're going to be, finding yourself not getting big gash plays, but 3-4 yards at a time. Let him, Pat, that 300-pound guy, come downhill, get squared up on a Mike or a linebacker, excuse me. I think that's really where this run game has to go, is a lot more double teams up front to get some movement and just be satisfied by 3-4, asking the defense to have to stay true and play the run and let that big dude pound on them. Boyle's going to help in that regard too. One thing in terms of play design or alignment that I'm seeing a lot, and teams are not getting fooled by that, is this tight kind of bunch with Ricard to the right and then bringing him off and running a split zone look and people are just all over it. He's cutting off the backside block, but it's that alignment. I keep seeing that same alignment with that tight bunch, Pat coming across. It does concern me a little bit is the opposition's running game being able to get outside of our defense. It's usually or often Calais at 5 tech or Houston at 5 tech. Those guys will surf after the tackle blocks away from them, and they just don't have the athleticism to get outside. And usually that's accompanied by somebody coming in motion to get, let's say it's Bowser, or a linebacker that's behind, and they just don't have enough bodies out wide. So they're getting fooled and sucked in by misdirection inside and don't have, let's say, Owe or even Bowser at the line at 5 tech, the ability to get outside. So I've seen that a couple times now, and that's concerning a little bit. Saw it today. Bowser played really, really well today generally. What did he have? 2 sacks, I think, including a strip sack. On that strip sack, which this team's defensively is going to have to get turnovers, a lot more of them, excuse me. But Houston dominated his guy off the right tackle side. Really, that was a very, very effective rush. Didn't see exactly who got the strip, but I think it was Bowser, and Campbell picked it up. Huntley starting to pick it up a little bit. He was at least accurate as far as his completion percentage early. He was making some completions. He was tending to take what's there underneath, which I think is a good sign. Made a nice run on a 3rd and 10. He seemed to do a good job taking what was there for him. Bowser once again doing a good job on the 2-minute drive to end the half. They lined him up at nose tackle, which was cool. On one particular drive, he had to get off 2 blocks, and made a play. Let's see. And he made a nice read on a 3rd down play to get the quarterback after picking up 6. Coming off coverage and then picking up the quarterback who was escaping the pocket. The offense had a nice drive to end the half. There was a poor decision not to get out of bounds by 33. The quarterback then, luckily, we got lucky at the end of the half there with the pass to Mark down towards the goal line going incomplete, and clock stopping there. We got Tucker back on. Rashad Bateman is beating guys badly off the line, getting deep, and Huntley missed him, I think, early. But he's making guys grab him. He's getting behind guys very easily, very shifty, and the defenders today several times had to grab him. The winning drive offensively, I thought was really splendid. The quarterback did a nice job. There was a really cleverly designed play after the Bateman penalty to Duvernay on the sideline against the coverage. And the quarterback did a nice job hitting that. There was right after that on 1st down, they went empty. I hate that with the way he was getting beat up. The protection was not good today. And then that play, that throw to Watkins, where it sure as heck did look like he was dead. Somebody coming off the edge. Again, protection was poor today, and it's an issue. The run game's gone. I keep beating this drum. The Ravens have not. We have needed to. I've been saying this for 2 or 3 years. We have needed to build an offensive line that anybody can run behind, and I think we've got to simplify the run game. Get Ricard coming downhill, whacking people more than we are. Well, what was I saying here? Oh, this play that's on our screen. This to me is not. Westry had some struggles today, no question about that. But you line him up one-on-one weak. Who do you think the quarterback's looking at right here? Right? Who's he watching? That they're throwing the football. You got 8 guys at the line here. I would think the coordinator would assume this. What we're saying, he's going after Westry. He's going to go after Westry if anybody. He's throwing the football, 4th and 11 or something like that. You've got 8 at the line of scrimmage versus 7 to protect. As it turns out, somebody has to get back here and help this guy in this situation. It was a nice move. I know the commentators were talking about why Stevens having to come down, fill this earlier and make pressure on the quarterback. I don't know. I'm sure he's right, but I don't know what effect that would have had on this. Just my impression. You just leave this guy out to dry at this point, and it burned them. Anyway, they've got some things to fix. It was a great win in that they overcame some things today. No doubt about that. And they've got themselves in a good position. The offense is going to have to figure itself out. It's going to have to make teams honor the run game. It cannot allow Lamar to get beat up anymore.